Imagine standing alone on a deserted rural road when, suddenly, you catch a glimpse of something impossibly tall, a figure that defies natural order. Or picture yourself in an empty public restroom, the silence broken only by a chilling question that could seal your fate. And what if a stranger approached you on a moonlit night, asking a deceptively simple question, "Am I beautiful?" What would you say? In this video, we're unpacking 3 of the scariest Japanese urban legends: the ghostly Hachishaku-sama, the terrifying spirit known as Akamanto, and the infamous Kuchisake Onna, or the slit-mouthed woman. Each of these legends has haunted generations, blurring the lines between myth and reality. Stick around as we explore their eerie origins, spine-chilling encounters, and the cultural impact they've had both in Japan and around the world. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Now let's get started. Let's begin with a legend that will literally make you look up in fear. Hachishaku-sama, known as the 8-feet-tall woman. Imagine wandering through a quiet rural area and suddenly encountering a towering figure, her height stretching impossibly high above you. Locals claim that Hachishaku-sama appears on lonely roads or in isolated fields, always shrouded in mystery and dread. According to the legend, her name, Hachishaku-sama, translates directly to 8 feet tall, a description that hints at her unnerving stature. But it's not just her height that terrifies. It's her presence and the way she moves. Witnesses have reported hearing a peculiar, rhythmic sound, something like po, 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 echoing through the silence of the night. This sound, some say, is her unnaturally paced footsteps, drawing her closer and closer to her unsuspecting victims. There's an especially haunting detail that sets this legend apart. Hachishaku-sama is said to have a particular interest in children. Folktales recount how she lures them away with her eerie, childlike laughter, only to vanish into the night, leaving families heartbroken and communities gripped with fear. The mystery of her origin is as deep as it is unsettling. Some believe she was once a tormented soul, wronged in life, doomed to wander forever. Others insist she's a malevolent force, a supernatural punishment for a society that has long forgotten the old ways. Imagine the terror of being a child in a quiet village, where the whisper of your name might be carried on the wind by something not quite human. The image of a colossal woman slowly stalking through the darkness, her presence foreshadowing misfortune and death, is one that has haunted rural Japan for decades. And while you might dismiss it as mere folklore, the chilling detail and the persistent sightings make it hard to shake off the feeling that maybe, just maybe, she's out there, waiting in the shadows. Next up, we delve into a story that might make you think twice before you step into any public restroom. Akamanto, the spirit clad in a red cloak. Now, if you've ever used a public or school restroom late at night, this legend might just send shivers down your spine. Akamanto is not your typical ghost story. The lore surrounding him is as bizarre as it is horrifying. Picture this. You're sitting in the last stall of a nearly empty restroom, when suddenly a raspy, disembodied voice asks, "Do you want red or blue?" At first, it might sound like a twisted joke, but the stakes are life and death. According to the legend, if you choose red, you'll suffer a gruesome, bloody fate, while opting for blue leads to an even more dreadful end, being skinned alive. And if you try to outsmart him by asking for another color or remaining silent, some stories claim that your fate will be sealed by an even darker twist, where the ghost might drag you away to a realm far more sinister than our own. What's fascinating about Akamanto is how this urban legend taps into our everyday experiences. Restrooms are one of those mundane spaces we rarely think twice about, yet the idea that such an ordinary place could be the stage for a supernatural encounter makes it all the more unsettling. The contrast between the normalcy of a restroom and the extraordinary terror brought on by Akamanto creates an atmosphere of dread that lingers long after the encounter. There are even varying versions of this legend. In some tellings, Akamanto is portrayed as a vengeful spirit of a wronged man, cursed to wander the corridors of buildings and exact his revenge on unsuspecting souls. In others, he's simply a manifestation of the collective fears of society, a cautionary tale warning us that sometimes the most dangerous things lurk in the places we consider safe. And now, for perhaps the most chilling legend of all, Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman. This story is so well known in Japan that it has seeped into every corner of popular culture, from movies and television to manga and urban lore. But no matter how many times it's told, the terror it invokes remains as potent as ever. Kuchisake Onna is described as a woman of haunting beauty, often dressed in stylish clothing and donning a surgical mask to cover her most gruesome secret, a mouth that has been horribly slit from ear to ear. The legend tells us that she roams the streets, especially in the late hours of the night, searching for victims. And when she finds one, she approaches them with a deceptively gentle smile and asks one simple yet terrifying question: "Am I beautiful?" Now, this question is far more than a casual inquiry. It's a test, a trap designed to ensnare her victims. If you answer no, she won't hesitate to attack you with lethal force. But if you say yes, thinking you've appeased her vanity, she'll slowly remove her mask to reveal a ghastly, mutilated visage, and then ask the question all over again. Some versions of the legend say that if you answer twice in the affirmative, she'll end up disfiguring you to mirror her own hideous appearance. Others insist that a wrong or ambiguous answer can lead to an even worse fate, leaving you trapped in an endless cycle of terror. What's particularly disturbing about Kuchisake Onna is how the legend plays on our own perceptions of beauty and normalcy. It challenges the idea that beauty is merely skin deep by juxtaposing the allure of a beautiful face with the horror that lies beneath. In many ways, her story is a metaphor for the duality of human nature, the facade we present to the world versus the dark, hidden truths that lurk underneath. This legend has evolved over the years, with countless variations told across different regions of Japan. Some tales suggest that she was once a beautiful woman betrayed by her lover, her disfigurement a cruel punishment inflicted upon her by a vengeful spirit. Others claim that she was a victim of societal cruelty, her monstrous appearance a physical manifestation of the pain and injustice she endured. Regardless of the origin, the legend of Kuchisake Onna continues to captivate and terrify, reminding us that sometimes the most dangerous monsters are the ones that wear a mask of beauty. Take a moment to picture the scene. A quiet street, a gentle breeze rustling through the trees, and suddenly, a figure emerges from the darkness. You lock eyes with a woman whose beauty is as mesmerizing as it is unnerving. Then, without warning, she asks, "Am I beautiful?" It's a moment that would send shivers down anyone's spine, leaving you frozen in place, caught between the allure of beauty and the horror of the unknown. So, which one of these legends makes your skin crawl the most? Is it the towering terror of Hachishaku-sama, the blood-curdling enigma of Akamanto, or the hauntingly ambiguous Kuchisake Onna? I'd love to hear your thoughts, theories, or even any personal experiences you might have had. Drop your comments below. Before we close, let's quickly touch on the cultural impact of these legends. Japanese urban legends like Hachishaku-sama, Akamanto, and Kuchisake Onna do more than scare us. They mirror deep cultural fears and societal truths. Hachishaku-sama reflects the isolation of rural life. Akamanto turns everyday spaces into stages for horror. And Kuchisake Onna challenges our perceptions of beauty and reality. Over generations, these tales have evolved to resonate with modern anxieties, whether it's the alienation of urban living or the hidden dangers in familiar places. More than just ghost stories, they serve as cautionary narratives that bring communities together, reminding us that even in our darkest moments, we're not alone in our fears. And that wraps up our journey into Japan's scariest urban legends. From the towering Hachishaku-sama to the eerie choices of Akamanto and the terrifying Kuchisake Onna, these stories remind us that fear lurks in the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the supernatural, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales like this. And let me know in the comments, which of these legends creeped you out the most? Or do you know an even scarier one? Thanks for watching. Until next time.